Made for me, Chuck Town Bar Grill is where we be, man. Football, what we talking here, I'm Bondo and Ryan.
That thing sound good every time, doesn't it? That thing sound good every time. Every time.
Live, man, turn in a view. Talk this, bring some back. Lay back, cause I can't argue with that.
Yo, I can't argue with that, man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alfonso.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Can't Argue With That. We're going to break y'all off with, we're not going to be prejudiced to any other team. We're going to break down most all the teams, right?
Yeah, so
Most all
let's
the
hit
teams.
them with a recap of the rest of these games that took place in week 1. Because technically, after all, everybody's still in it.
Everyone's still in it. Even the Browns.
I lied.
The Jets.
I lied. Colts out of it.
Oh, the Colts.
No, the Colts out of it.
What if their second quarterback?
Which
what's his name?
who?
The black guy. I don't remember his name.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. What if he acts up? Maybe you might.
Shout out Colin Kaepernick. All right, so
Two.
All right, that's for the second reference. So, arguably, most impressive win of week 1 was who? Chiefs going into New England.
Yeah.
And making the Patriots look kind of bad, man. Like, you have to admit, they looked a little bad.
See, the fact of the matter is that
They looked a little bad.
if you interview a league full of intellectual football acumen, and people with football acumen, they're going to say the Patriots won the offseason. Say that loud.
Yeah, they actually did have a really nice
They had
offseason.
a great offseason.
I'm like, why is it all these teams are helping them?
Guess what? And then they won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
You know that, right? So, I'm sorry. But I don't understand. How did that happen? Can you see how that happened?
Even my Panthers tried to help them. we traded them our end.
Exactly.
Of course, he got cut because we got rid of him because he was sorry.
Exactly.
And they.
What makes
found out
you
he
think
was
he's
sorry.
going to deliver for
Right.
you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so let's get into it, man. Top takeaway from the Patriots giving up 42 at home.
All right. Number 3.
That defense looked trash.
Number 3. You know what that means?
No.
They need Cap. Brady to sit down and Cap need to stand up. No, but I mean, I'm kind of worried about the play calling. I'm worried about everything. Nothing looked Patriots-esque. Nothing looked.
Let me tell you what didn't look Patriots-esque. That defense was... Bro, they played the Chiefs. The Chiefs looked like the greatest show on turf, man.
And Hunt broke the fantasy meter. Hunt had like 50 points. Had like 50 points.
That's crazy.
As soon as that game was over,
I
was going through my fantasy who has him? Where's he at?
So some of my takeaways. First one. Defense. Bomb. It was trash.
Oh yeah.
Second takeaway.
Without a doubt.
Gronk looked kind of broke, bro. Gronk looked broke.
Gronk looked
like Gronk moved like all the off-season bad choices finally caught up with him.
Exactly.
Like, let me wrestle, let me break dance,
let me have my own cruise.
Let me have my own cruise, get drunk every day, let me not properly rehab, all that.
Yeah.
And Tom Terrific was not so terrific, man. He this might be a hot take. And it's not quite to that level, but it reminded me a little bit of
Don't say it.
Peyton in his last season.
Oh.
That's all. You remember when Peyton was throwing them ducks? Like Tom wasn't throwing ducks, but you just remember watching that's not really Peyton Manning anymore though.
You know that happened to somebody else too.
Yeah,
That happened to a dear friend.
Dear
friend. I
But
think you have his shirt on, don't you?
But
happened to a dear friend. Kobe B. and Bryant.
Yeah, but
he won his Super Bowl at the end.
Right.
He won his
exactly.
Super Bowl, so let's get off that. Save that for the next subject.
So, any other takeaways? Did you have any?
I don't want to talk about this mess anymore.
All right, so let's as we move down the schedule here. Quick hit.
Shout out to a good friend of mine, Dennis Smith. What's up? I'm sorry. I had to do that. He's a strong Patriots fan, and every time he's like, "Oh, we going to the bowl. We going to the bowl,"
Right.
and we have no choice but to believe him. But you think that's going to happen this year?
Quick hit.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's get in this.
The Bills top the Jets. To that we say count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Shout out Colin Kaepernick. We'll move on to the next game.
Yeah.
We got Jaguars Texans.
So I got a question for you about that because I'm kind of confused about this one.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I know it's about my bigs. This game is about my bigs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But however, who are the Jaguars that good? Are the Texans just that bad? Because you remember that I had them ranked in my top 5 defense. I don't remember what I said, but I know I had them in my top 5 defenses.
First thing I'm gonna say, the Jaguars are not that good. I'm not.
Okay. You're not giving them credit.
No, none.
They need Tebow, right?
Blake Bortles. They would be better with Tebow. I'm not gonna lie.
Because they just run the ball.
I mean, really. I mean, they can run like the read option or whatever, triple option. I don't know. But Blake Bortles was still garbage. I mean, but
guess what?
But I'm gonna go with the Texans were just that bad, man. The Texans gave up 10 sacks, man.
Yeah.
Texans gave up 10 sacks.
But that's part our boy's fault. Mr. Sapp's fault. That's part of his fault.
Let me ask you this.
That's part of his fault. Come on now. You hold on to the ball too long. He holds on to the ball way too long.
I can't say.
He does. I seen it.
All right.
Like in my mind, I was thinking about the show prior to, and I was thinking about what I want to say. Hey, we have a caller. We have a caller. We want to take a caller?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Let's invite him to the show.
Caller on the line.
Caller, who is it?
Hello, yeah, that's Jay.
Hey, Jay, how are you? Where you from?
I'm from Charleston.
Nice. So, what's on your mind, Jay? We hear you talking. We hear your mind percolating. What's going on, man?
I was watching and I was just listening in on the subject y'all was just talking about, especially with the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking on the Jaguars, as far as the game they just had, you say I heard your partner say that they aren't that good.
That's what he says, and honestly, I believe it. I don't think it's going to take me to week 16 to figure out if they're good or not.
I want to hear Jay's.
Oh, my apology.
We got a Jaguars fan calling in.
No, he's not a Jaguars fan. That's who you with? Who's your team?
Oh, I'm a boy to the day I die. Cowboys all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you say the Jaguars aren't that good after a week 1 showing where they actually performed. Yes, they did it against the Texans, but at the same time, your Carolina Panthers just played the 49ers. And y'all didn't look that good either. So how can you judge them off of a 1-week game when you sit here and say, oh, y'all good, y'all gonna be good. Y'all talking about Super Bowl right there and meeting the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, but you didn't turn around and use the same logic to downplay the Jaguars.
Well, Jay, that's a great question. So let me dive right into it. Let me unpack.
Unpack it, man.
So to speak. My Panthers have won the Division 3 out of the last 4 years, right? The Jaguars have had a top 8 pick for 7 consecutive seasons. So that's what I'm going based off of, past history. The Jags spent a top 10 pick on one, what's his name? The guy with the long hair, who doesn't have to cut his hair to get a job, right?
Wow.
Blaine Gabbert, right?
Yeah.
He don't have to cut his hair, right? But someone else does. But and then
that's 5, right?
3 years later, they drafted one guy from where? Central Florida, top 3 pick. Bum. He got benched in the preseason. And if you notice his performance in week 1, what did he throw for? 120 yards? And it's never a good sign when your coach has gone on record of saying that we don't want our quarterback to throw the ball. I swear to God, you can look it up, man. That's why I say he said he don't want his quarterback to throw the ball. I don't know, Fonz. Maybe you can enlighten me, because I don't know what they is.
I can understand your concept of that.
You're talking with Jay, man. I'm out of this, man.
I don't know. Jay, tell me that, man.
me coming from being a Cowboys fan, you say y'all won the division the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes, sir.
They literally look at us and say, well, y'all talk about all y'all Super Bowls in the past. That's the past. This is a new season. So for them to come out and have a week 1 showing and actually win the game, no matter who they were playing with, anybody can lose any given Sunday. So how can you literally judge them? Either way it goes, you're still looking at past seasons. If that's the case, we can say, okay, well, yeah, y'all won the division, but y'all still don't have a rank. So, I mean, at the end of the day, how can you judge the Jaguars off of their showing when they actually showed up and played?
Jay, I was just answering the question whether or not I thought the Jaguars are better than we thought or Texans are worse than we thought. And I'm adamant about the fact I think the Texans are worse than we thought. I have no faith, no confidence in the Jaguars whatsoever.
What about
But I will say this though. Leonard Fournette did look a lot better than what I was
their 1 week game.
Leonard Fournette did look pretty good though.
Say that one more time, Jay. I couldn't hear you.
I said we can't really say if they're better or worse than what we initially thought going into the season because they did win their week 1 game.
Well, see, that's our job, man. Our job is to overreact. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, that's the epitome of what we have to do. We have to overreact. So I understand both of you guys' point, and both of them are extremely valid. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that, I mean, this is just my opinion. I feel like the Jaguars are better than we thought. And then as well, I agree. This is way too early to be judging them off of just one showing versus the Texans. So I totally agree with you. Very good point. I agree with both of you guys. Anything to say about them Cowboys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you got to say about them Cowboys? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Of course.
Listen, I mean, after week 1, it looks like Dak is playing a whole lot better than he was playing before. Last season, he's actually looked a lot better as a quarterback. He still didn't throw any interceptions. He moved the ball down the field. Yes, Zeke didn't get as many rushing yards, but he was still very productive. He was still a force on the field. When he's in the backfield, you got to play the run. So he's doing his job, whether he's getting the yards on the ground or he's catching the ball. Either way it goes, he's actually helping the offense look the way it's supposed to look. And for our defense to show up and play the way they played,
and everyone's out.
Like,
hey, Jay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, man.
What's that?
So the Giants coach had a quote prior to y'all's game. He said all running backs run the same. So you watch that game. Do all the Cowboys running backs run? Do they run the same, Jay? Tell me that.
I can't say all of the Cowboys running backs run the same. I can say that all of the Cowboys running backs have a somewhat similar running pattern because of our offensive line. If our offensive line is opening up holes for our running backs to run through, you can't be mad that they're running through those holes. Those plays are designed for the running back to run through those holes. So how can you say they run the same when that's where the play is designed to go?
Yeah, that's very true. But see, I'm gonna take the point out of my man's mouth because he's gonna bring up something I said last week because I said something very similar to what McAdoo said. I told him no matter who plays, I said Zeke's gonna be playing week 1, but however, no matter who, Alfred Morris, any of them boys, they are gonna run similar and get similar yards to him. And that just wasn't the case because Alfred Morris could not get off the backfield. I was embarrassed by that. I was like,
he lost carries on 3, or he lost yards on about 3 or 4 carries.
About 4 carries. I was disappointed.
And I never saw Zeke had 24 carries. He never lost yards.
Yeah.
Not once. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's my exact point. All running backs don't run the same.
Right.
It's about field vision and your ability to find that hole.
Do you know anything about Darren McFadden? Like why he wasn't active? I'm trying to figure that out. I was researching. I couldn't figure out anything.
What was that?
Why Darren McFadden didn't play? Why Darren McFadden was inactive? Do you know?
The reason behind that is because Darren McFadden and Alfred Morris are still like battling. They're like neck and neck for that backup running back position. Mm-hmm. So they just decided at game time decision they made Alfred Morris the backup instead of Darren McFadden. But they're both still in that running. Like they haven't cut either one of them yet because they're both running similar. Those two are they run the ball as similar. They actually get the same amount of yards most of the time. So They're just trying to figure out which one is really going to be the backup running back, and they just chose Alfred Morris for this game.
Nice. Very good insight, Jay. Very good insight. Any last words, good sir?
No, sir. I mean, just trying to see what's up. I see y'all talking. I'm watching the show, so I call in and give my input on some of the topics.
Well, we appreciate a Cowboys fan calling in.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All day. And I got a question for you. Of some parting words. Who are you with? Who
I'm with
are
Dallas
you with?
all day.
All right.
But I stay rocking with the can't argue with that, man.
All right.
I like that.
All right.
Jay.
Well, thank you, Jay. Thank you for the support. Keep supporting. Like us on Facebook. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe. And this goes out to everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you, Jay.
All right. No problem.